Hey, just in case you was living under a rock this weekend, well, NAMM happened. No, I don't know what the acronym means. If you can leave a comment in the comment section, that would definitely help me out because I don't know what that acronym means. Other than that, it was in an awkward time this year. It usually happens in January. Last year when I did attend, because I did not attend this year, no hate in my blood or anything like that. I just had some obligations to fulfill. Yeah, it happened in spring. Maybe they wanted us to spring into our wallets and spend some money. Yeah, that was corny. We're gonna talk about the 5 best things at NAMM this year. And yeah, let's get it. Don't worry, my enthusiasm will pick up. Coming in at number 5, we have Skydust 3D VST plugin. Yeah, it's not a very interesting list this year when it comes to stuff at NAMM. If I had to put a VST plugin on there, I hate to say it, but Skydust 3D actually shows some pretty promising things in the future of sound. I mean, they did innovate the way, VST plugins sound as far as spatial audio, if you're into that, or spatial audio. I don't even know what to call it. But if you're interested in that type of thing, that was all over the place. I actually saw a demonstration led by the homie Sanjay C, and I thought it was a pretty good thing that he showed that off. Of course, that was coupled with another video when it comes to the Sony MDR spatial audio headphones. And I think it's worth your time to get a little bit more information on that. I'll have everything, by the way, it'll be linked in the description box of all the content creators I borrow content from so that they get their shine and their credit as due. Please do the same for me when I do something fly. I would appreciate that. Coming in at number 4, we have Donner D1 drum machine. Oh boy, what can I say about this demonstration led by Sonic State? There was a lot of information put out there, a lot of it inaudible, and I've actually worked with Donner when it comes to their B1 synth. I thought it was pretty decent for a cheap analog bass synth, and this is supposed to be a cheaper drum machine. There was actually a quote in the comment section over there at Sonic State where someone said it's going to be on the level of the Digitac, and I'm like, bruh, you don't know what the Digitac is about if you think it's about just loading in a sample. I think a better comparison would be to the model samples by Electron, but other than that, Donner's come up with a couple of things that have been pretty cheap and been pretty decent. And the B1, like I said, was pretty decent. I covered it slightly in a video with the SP404 Mark II in its 3.0 firmware update. And yeah, a drum machine, not bad, but hey, just check out the video and let me know how you feel. Again, it's in the description box. Coming in at number 3, we have Intelligel Cascadia. Now, the Intelligel Cascadia looks like a very interesting piece of gear, and it's something that I don't talk about often on this channel, and that is modular gear. Now, I definitely want to hear from you guys in the comment section if you're interested in some content that has to do with like modular music in production or whatnot. You already know the vibes here. I'm gonna do modular hip hop, or what it could be like at its highest potential. The biggest thing that I like about the Cascadia is that it's supposed to be only about the size of a laptop, and trust me, I got tons of gear that is humongous, that is quite enjoyable, but it takes up too much space in my studio setup right now, and it makes it hard for me to use that. So something like a Cascadia would be much appreciated, and especially with any of the current generation MPCs and Kai Force, which has CV gate on the back, I can only think about the intricate things that you could do with modular gear with that setup. However, there's one thing I would like to point out. At its current price right now on the website, I see it going for almost $2,200, and that's a lot. And I know people will say, man, well, modular gear is supposed to be expensive and all that. Well, bruh, I've already got you covered over here. This is, this right here will definitely get used, and it's under $500, or if you got it for $600, it still would be a great taste. Now that's not comparing it to the Intelligel Cascadia. It's just saying that there is modular gear that's affordable. And trust me guys, it ain't the first time that I touched some semi-modular gear. Coming in at number 2, we have Nectar Aruba. Now, just to keep it real with you guys, Nectar Aruba's been around for a hot second. However, I think it's worth talking about this time around just for the simple fact that they have Ableton Live integration. And the main reason why I keep on bringing up Nectar as a company, because they was the first company to have a decently integrated FL Studio controller. So if you are a part of FL gang, I would definitely check out Nectar as well as Novation as well, because Novation does have a very good MIDI controller for FL Studio. However, for the Ableton heads out there, if you want a 16-pad layout, then the Nectar Aruba has it all now. It's all integrated into Ableton Live, and Ableton Live has always been a top DAW when it comes to controller or hardware integration, period. And having the Aruba controller will give you more so of a classic feel. It's worth mentioning, when we look at the Nectar Aruba, it looks a whole lot like the Machine. But other than that, if you wanted that kind of machine workflow, but you wanted to work with Ableton Live, well, hey, there it is. And if you are an MPC head and you wanted that 16-pad layout, well, there it is. Now, I don't know anything about how the pads feel because I wasn't at NAMM. So pad feel is a thing for any of you manufacturers out there. The pads don't feel right, then the people that are creating music won't connect with it directly. And that's kind of one of the things I don't like about the Push 2, as I do have it over here. But again, Aruba, check it out. Coming in at number 1, we have the Poly-In Tracker Mini. Bruh, I ain't gonna even hold you on this. The Poly-In Tracker Mini was the main thing that I was interested in, if not the only thing I was interested in when it came down to the way NAMM went this year. And if it wasn't for the announcement of their new sample-based groove box, I probably wouldn't have gave a damn about NAMM at all. But on hindsight of that, I will say that the Poly-In Tracker is right here. I own mine. I didn't get it handed to me by Poly-In. And I will tell you this, working with a tracker-based software and a groove box, very unique. And one of the biggest issues that everybody had with this is that, you know, it should be portable. I thought it was gonna have a battery, and that was one of the things that was a shortcoming, and that's why the Poly-In Tracker Mini is one of the things that everybody is enthusiastic about. Now, I will say this too as well, and leave a comment below if you want me to talk more about the Poly-In Tracker Mini. Just let me know, and I'll make a whole video on it, because one of the things that is also an extremely controversial thing about the Poly-In Tracker Mini is the price point. It's $700 damn. God damn. And for you to know, the Poly-In Tracker itself, the full big old classic buddy of his, bruh, this thing is $700. So why in the world would the Mini be that? Well, it has to do with the lithium-ion battery, clearly, and I guess new shiny thing. But the build quality on these are good, and I think Poly-In is about to make everybody more interested in their units. Though I know the M8 Tracker exists, I'm not interested in that as I would be the Poly-In Tracker Mini. But yeah, just let me know. Now, overall, I wasn't impressed with the whole entire NAMM show this year. The one last year was okay, and the best one, in my opinion, was the 2020 NAMM, and I wasn't even at that NAMM. There was so many damn good announcements there. I mean, the introduction of Sonicware to the industry, the MPC-1, the Poly-In coming up in there. It's just so much things happened before, you know, yeah. But yeah, this year, you know, I guess they're just getting their bearings back together. I mean, they did it in spring, it's still not in January, which is usually the time that they have NAMM. So I don't know. I just wasn't that impressed with the NAMM show this year, though I'll be around for 2024 for sure. To the right of me, I have more videos for that ass, per usual. And make sure that you subscribe, and make sure that you support the links in the description box, because those are content creators that went to NAMM and did a good job of doing presentations. So show some love to people, you know how that works. Peace.